Hey YouTube, this is my first pregnancy update video. I've been meaning to record about this pregnancy for a very long time, but it seems like the first trimester, well actually, alright, let me start off. I am, as of today, 18 weeks pregnant, and I found out that I was pregnant when I was about 8 weeks, and since my 8th week, I've been trying to set up doing and recording pregnancy updates for you guys, but my first trimester was really hard and I was tired a lot. I'm actually tired now, but I figured I also have a lock journey video that I'm doing, and I figured since I just did that one, let me just go ahead while I have everything set up and just go ahead and do this pregnancy update so that I can get it out there. So pretty much I'm going to be discussing this video, my pregnancy from week 8 up till week 18th, and tell you a little bit about myself. I have 3 children already. Their ages are 20, 18, and 17. So this pretty much is a 17-year gap for me. My youngest is 17 and I'm 18 weeks pregnant now, so I pretty much was free and clear, but I guess the Most High had other plans for me, you know, as far as bringing another child into this world. Now my first 3 children are by my high school sweetheart, if you want to call them that. You know, all 3 of them have the same father. I just knew that we were going to be together forever. We were going to get married. We was going to grow old together. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I did just get married 2 years ago, and I am happily married now. And this would be the first child that my husband and I would have together. And hopefully the last. I mean, my biological clock is kind of, I thought my clock had ticked. Honestly, this is a shock to me. I thought, you know, that I'm 38. I thought my time had came and passed. You know, honestly, for the past, my husband and I, we've been together for 6 years. We've been married for 2. And for, I would say, about 5 years that we've been together, we haven't been, you know, practicing safe sex, you know. We've just been pretty much just doing our thing. And 5 years, you know, 5 years, I would say. It may be even a little bit longer, but I can guarantee at least 5 years, nothing happened. You know, nothing happened. It was at one point when we first got married, I was like, yeah, you know, I'm married now. I think I'm going to give him a child. I believe everything's going to be right this time. You know, the child would not be out of wedlock. I'm going to have a baby with my husband, and you know, years and years went past. I mean, you know, the first year was like, all right, you know, let's do this. He was like, I got him in agreement, because at first he was like, I'm too old. You know, he's 49 now. So, you know, at the time when we were starting 5 years ago, he's 44. He's like, I'm like, oh, you know, I don't want to start all over. Honestly, he thought, you know, he should be having grandkids, not having kids. And I was like, you know, all right. So the first year, nothing happened. The second year, nothing happened. The third year, I was like, you know what? Maybe we are too old for this. You know, I enjoy traveling the way we do. My youngest is about to be 18 soon. I was like, you know what? Let's not even do this. Let's just continue life the way we are doing now and just do us. You know, we tried. It didn't work. So it's cool. So, you know, we were just still doing our thing. You know, we weren't protecting ourselves. We just, you know, was doing whatever, you know, when we were being intimate with each other. It wasn't like wearing condoms or practicing the pull-out method or anything like that. We had in our minds that our time had came and gone, and pretty much if nothing ain't happened in the 3 or 4 years that we've been together having sex unprotected, then nothing was going to happen. So we just was doing us. So then, how I found out. All right, so how I found out was, all right, one time we was coming from church. We was coming from church, and it was like a men's, we were at church actually. We were at church and it was like a men's meeting. And, he said, all right, he went to go do his thing. And I was sitting down there, talking to some of the women. And at that time, I had a bad cold. Like, I was so congested. I was so congested. I was taking Afrin. I was taking Sudafed. At this time, I didn't know I was pregnant. I was just thinking I got a bad cold. But my sinuses were bothering me for a very long time. And I'm like, this is strange. And I was taking Afrin, squirting up my nose or whatever. And it still wasn't getting better. And I said, you know what? Let me stop using this because I know if you use that for too long, you can really mess up your sinuses. And you'll be like depending on it and it just gets worse. So I said, let me stop using this. And I still was congested with a cold. I'm at the church. He's in his men's meeting. I'm talking to the women in my church. I'm suffering from a bad cold. And then something came over me and I just felt alone. It was weird. It was like an emotional breakdown inside of myself. And I just felt like, oh my God, he's still not here. I'm talking to women, so I'm not alone. I'm conversating with people, but still inside I felt so alone. And I just was, antsy, and I just couldn't wait for him to come. And then when he came back down out of the meeting, I was like, all right, come on, let's go. I'm ready to go. I was just so ready to go. So we were in the car driving home. And the next thing you know, I was telling him, like, while you were gone, I had the weirdest feeling, like I felt alone. And then I just bust out crying out of nowhere, saying how alone I felt. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy. And I'm crying and I'm sniffing and I felt so alone. Like, it didn't make no sense. So after that, I went home and I was like, you know what, something ain't right. I started Googling, like, pregnancy symptoms, like things that go on. Now, as far as my menstrual, my menstrual did not come on, but that wasn't nothing to me because I was always irregular. All my life, I've been irregular. And so, me missing my period, this was in December. Me missing my period for December wasn't like a big deal because I'm like, all right, don't come in December, to come in January. So that didn't dawn on me. It was just the cold, the emotional breakdown I had, and my breasts were feeling sore. Now the crazy thing is, when my breast was feeling sore, I'm thinking, all right, my period is about to come on. My breast was feeling sore, and I was feeling crampy, and I was emotional. So I'm like, all right, my period is just about to come on or something. It's fine. And then I had a pregnancy test at home. And I'm just all over the place. So let me just finish telling you. So I researched pregnancy symptoms. And it's like everything I was going through was a symptom of pregnancy. The emotionalness, the congestion, the sore breast, I was constipated. It was just like, it was like I found the website that had like 12 symptoms that you possibly mean you could be pregnant. And out of the 12 symptoms, I had like 7 of them. And I was like, you know what? Let me take a pregnancy test, because I did have one laying around from, prior when we were trying. And, since me being irregular, I bought some pregnancy tests, and I'm like, I missed my period 2 months. Let me take a pregnancy test. It came up negative, and then next thing you know, the next week my period will come on. So I did have one laying around. So I said, you know what? Let me just take this pregnancy test. So I took the pregnancy test, and it came back positive, and I just was like, oh my God, things just got real. Like, this is a mistake. I'm like, I probably had this pregnancy test from in the beginning, for like 4 years ago when we were trying. In my mind, I'm thinking, this is an old pregnancy test. It can't be true. So I called him and I'm like, everything okay? You all right? You happy? How's work? It's just, my mood was really strange. And he's like, okay, is everything all right with you? Or are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just beating around the bush. And then next thing I said, you know what? I just got something to tell you. He said, what? He said, I know, because you're acting kind of strange. You got to have something to say. I said, I think I'm pregnant. I took a pregnancy test and it's positive. He said, I knew. I said, what? How you knew? He said, I just see. I can see that something is definitely going on with you. And I just had a feeling that you were. So I said, no, I think this pregnancy test is old and outdated. He said, you want me to buy another one? I said, yes. So he went and bought another one, brought it home. And He's like he drives for a career for his job, so he was happened to be in the neighborhood this day. So he stopped at like a Rite Aid, got a pregnancy test, dropped her home, and then he went back out on finish his route. So I'm taking the pregnancy. I took the second pregnancy test, and it was the kind with the plus. The first one was the 2 lines. The second one was a plus. So the second line was like faint, but it looked like a plus. But the second line was faint, and I said I think it came up positive again. And that's pretty much my story on how I found out I was pregnant. Now, getting into my first trimester, this go around, this will be my 4th child, was very hard for me. The nausea was bad, like I had a lot of food aversions, a lot of things I used to like to eat, like breakfast link sausages and things like that. I could not eat. Certain smells make me sick. It just, the nausea through my first trimester was really, really bad. And it was hard. It was hard. And tired. I was very tired. So, I mean, my first trimester symptoms that affected me the most was nausea and tiredness. So, I finally, I went to my prenatal appointment. I scheduled one, went and confirmed that I was pregnant, and they did a ultrasound just to make sure that the baby wasn't in my tubes or anything like that, and just to confirm that I was pregnant, which I am. And at that time I was 8 weeks. And I hate to say this, but I guess I'm a senior citizen in the pregnancy world. So now they want to do all these tests and extra things and treat my pregnancy as high risk. Actually, my 3rd child was a premature baby. So with my 3rd child being a preemie and I had a cesarean with her, they're treating this pregnancy as a high risk pregnancy because of the last pregnancy being a cesarean and a premature baby, and because of my age. I guess I'm a senior citizen, technically. So, yes, I've been going to a lot of doctor's appointments. So now I'm coming into my 2nd trimester. As I got in my 2nd trimester, the first week, I think the 13th week or 14th week, I still was experiencing the nausea. Oh, and another thing I need to talk about. I gained so much weight my first trimester. I don't know if it was something mental or what, but it was really strange. It's like once I found out I was pregnant, I was just eating everything. I was eating large boxes of pizza, cheesesteaks, French fries, anything I wanted, I was eating. And honestly, I don't know what it was. Was it mental or I don't know what it was, but I was eating my butt off. And I ate so much that my first trimester, I went from, I consider myself a plus size because I started out at 160 pounds and I'm 5'3". So I went from 160 to 175 my first trimester, like crazy. 15 pounds I gained. And it was unbelievable. It was like I couldn't control it. So as I came into, even with the nausea, it was really strange. Like my nausea was in the morning and in the night, and especially at night. But throughout the whole day, I was cool. I was eating my butt off. No nausea. I was good. But morning and night before I go to bed was the worst times as far as the nausea. So I was still eating throughout the day. So as I came into the 2nd trimester, that's when the nausea started. It was still there, but it started to die down. I didn't have to drink as much ginger ales. I drank a lot of ginger ales, and anything with ginger I would take because to try to combat this nausea. So, like the 14th week, the nausea, it was still there, but it was starting to die down. And my appetite was starting to die down. So it seemed like when I jumped into my 2nd trimester, that all that eating and all that stuff, it just stopped. It just like, I eat basically a 3-meal day and my snacks in between. And I'm not eating a lot of that greasy fast food. I eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and things like that. Now I'm eating healthier now, but it feel like my damage was done. Like I feel like my first trimester, I went so out of control as far as eating. I gained so much weight. Now I'm in my 2nd trimester, and the weight gain is like I believe I weighed myself when was that? Wednesday last week. I weighed myself at home and I was 179. So I was 18 weeks at that time. Today I'm actually 19 weeks. I'm sorry, I might have said I was 18 weeks. Today marks day 0 of my 19 week. So I was 18 weeks at that time, and I weighed myself on Wednesday. I was 179. So between weeks 14 and 18, I only gained 4 pounds. But from when I found out to that 14th week, I gained 15 pounds. So altogether, I'm week 19, I gained 19 pounds so far this pregnancy. But it just seems so weird because why was I eating so much? I don't know. I had nothing. So anyway, now I'm in my second trimester. I'm still tired. And the beginning of the second trimester, I did feel that round ligament pain as far as like my uterus was stretching. So I experienced that a lot. And I say within the last maybe week 15 or 16, I started feeling flutters. So it felt like a tickling in the inside. I started feeling that. So, and I've also, like around week 15, 16, what started was, like I wake up in the morning, I'll drink a bottle of water, and I'll lay in the bed on my back. And what would happen is I would feel like some type of cramping going on in my stomach. And the next thing you know, my stomach forms into a ball, like on my right side. It would be like a hard ball. Not hard, like rock hard, but like, a hard ball for a minute. And I would rub it. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like he's balling up into one side of my stomach. And then I would push and rub on it and it would go away. So that happened a couple times starting my 16th week. And then after that, I started feeling the flutters. It feels like a tickling in the inside. So I started feeling that. Now that I'm in my 19th week, last night actually, it didn't feel like a tickling, it felt like a tap. But it wasn't like he was, kicking, it just felt like he was just tapping his feet. So I felt that yesterday, so I'm definitely feeling movement now. What else can I talk about this second trimester that I'm in? No nausea. Now in week 19, I have no nausea at all. I get headaches. I do get headaches a lot. I try my best not to take anything for them, but if my migraine gets, I notice if start to get hungry, if I wait too long to eat, I would get a headache. Or sometimes because I work at a desk job, sometimes just staring at that screen will give me a headache. Or, a sudden movement, like sometimes an alarm clock go off in the morning, I jump. And that gives me a headache, so I've been trying to stop doing that. But for the most of the time, I try to get through it. But if it's an excruciating migraine that it feels like I have to shut everything down, close my eyes, I will take a Tylenol. And but I try not to do that as much. I just don't want to do any. I just feel like taking Tylenol or something, maybe doing something to him, because everything I take goes to him. Since my last child was a premature, and because of my age, they wanted me to take the progesterone. I believe I'm saying it right. They wanted me to take it. I talked to her. She said my doctor at the time said she recommends it, and she said it's perfectly up to me. And I believe that my premature baby at that time was due to stress. I was under a lot of stress at that time. And I don't think it was anything physically wrong with my body. I think it was all mental, and I think it was self-inflicted. So, but when I was talking to the doctor, she wants me to take that to harden up my cervix, so that I won't have another premature baby this go around. And at the time, she said, it's not like nothing you definitely have to do, but I do recommend it. And I was like, okay, well, you recommend it. All right, let's do this. And after speaking to my husband, he wants this to be all natural. He wants me to deliver natural. Now, I told him, I said, look, I'll try. All of my children, my first 2 were vaginal deliveries. I had epidural for both. And my last daughter, I have 2 girls and a boy. My last child is a girl. And when she came, it was it was an emergency situation. I had to go straight to get a cesarean. And then I told him, I will try my best to go natural. But I can't make any promises. But getting back to the story as far as the progesterone, I believe I'm saying this right. He said, I don't think you need, he didn't want me to take it. He wanted to be as natural as possible, and he didn't want me to take it. And I felt like she said it was, she recommends, but she doesn't believe that it's definite that I need to take it. She just recommend that I take it. And I said yes at first, but after speaking to my husband and, we discussed what happened the last time and the stress and the pressure and everything that I was under, we came to an agreement that I wouldn't take it. So unfortunately, I paid for my copay for it, and it got delivered to the hospital, and it was a shot. I was supposed to come in. They was going to teach me how to, teach my daughter how to do it for me. She was going to do my shots, and it was a whole thing, but I decided not to take it. So, I'm not taking that medication or anything like that. So, I think that's pretty much as far as my second semester. I keep thinking like I'm in college. I graduated years ago. My second trimester. That's pretty much all I can think of as far as symptoms. I'm not having any symptoms at this moment except, occasional headaches. No nausea, no cramping anymore. The round ligament's gone for now. I do feel movement, and that's pretty much it. So, now that we are caught up to my 18th week, because I'm 19th week today, so I'm going into my 19th week. I'm going to try, sorry I keep kicking my stand. I'm going to try to be consistent and do my weekly updates now, starting from 19th week until delivery, and I'm going to try to get some, footage of different things as it comes along. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my belly for now, and I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you guys. I'll probably do my videos on Sunday, since that's the time that I'm pretty much home alone and it's quiet, it's peaceful, I can do my own thing. So, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my belly. This is me at... Got that. My pants, I have like high rise pants. Let me see if I can move this back some. So, currently I'm 179 pounds. So, I consider myself a plus size pregnancy. And, this is from the front. And I do have a belly ring, but this is like a maternity ring, and now it's pink, I know. I have a doctor's appointment this week, so I should be finding out what I'm having. I wanted a boy, but my husband he has two sons by someone else, and he doesn't have any girls, so I think it'd be, nice for him to have a daughter. But, yes, so that's my belly. A lot of it is fat. It's not all baby. So, yes. So, that's pretty much it. So, I'm going to let you guys know how my 19th week go on Sunday. And until then, I hope to see y'all soon. Don't forget, if you like my video and you want to see more about my pregnancy journey, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, so you can get the latest and greatest from all my new videos. And I think that's about it. So until next time, talk to you guys and girls later. All right, bye.